Welcome to a place where the mysterious becomes the unforgettable. This metaphysical journey explores hauntings, UFOs, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, and everything the paranormal world has to offer. Each week, guests from around the globe share their expertise, experiences, and mind-bending encounters. This is the Paranormal Voice.
Happy Sunday, guys. You know what time it is. It is time to be in my favorite place of all, right here in the TPV studios, hanging out with you guys for the next hour, or maybe who knows, because this conversation we have going on today is going to be definitely an amazing thing. But before I bring out my guest, just got to talk about it right now. Our sponsor, that's right, Spirits and Sprinkles, an XT shop that sells all your metaphysical kind of jewelry and all that kind of stuff you're looking for. So you see the QR code right here on the screen, so you can go over there after the show, do a little bit of shopping, buy yourself some nice, amazing home crafted Canadian jewelry. And like I said, they have all kinds of sort of things, and they're always uploading more and more each day. So Spirit of Sparkles, check them out, guys. And also, that's right, it's coming. Ascension-Con. We are now in the month of June, and we are talking the month of August 15th. It is going to be the place to be up there in Hastings Park, Michigan. Guys, you got to check this out. If you have not heard about it, you are missing out. It's going to be a fun-filled day. And of course, I'm going to be one of the speakers. So blessed to be a part of this event. But here it is. This is what the lineups looks like. So I'm sorry. I got the Hastings Park right, but I forgot the Carlton Park. So the speaker event part is free to the public. So if you just want to come down, hang out, listen to some amazing speakers, you can do just that. Or we also there's a galactic murder mystery dinner party that's going to be happening on the Friday night. So you can go over to the website, check it out, buy your tickets for that. And then, of course, the Saturday night, and this is what I'm looking forward to, is a Bigfoot hunt. And that is going to be amazing with some of the Bigfoot guests that are going to be there. So tickets are for sale for that. And, of course, they have gallery reunions with the lovely Dana Stricker. And one event that I'm truly interested out is the DNA activation with Deb DeRosse and Mama Mary. Of course, those tickets are all on sale, guys. You can check this out. It is once again August 15th. This is the first annual part of this event. You don't want to miss out. We are going to be probably talking about this more towards the end of the show because Mama Mary is here in the house with us tonight. But guys, so let's get on with this. This is something that ever since I saw the trailer for this movie, it is kind of got me all happy and giddy. So what I'm going to do right now before I bring up my guests is I'm going to play the trailer. And if you have not seen this, it's a brand new movie that's coming out this Friday, I believe it is, June 12th. I believe that's what it's usually Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. My days are all. But guys, right now, let's check this out. The new trailer from Disclosure Day.
I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth.
This is a story about us. All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
What's happening to me? I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be. You have someone else.
Daniel Kellner.
Who is this?
Do not go back to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna kill you.
The human race cannot accept what we know. We need to stop it any way we can.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
This 79-year cover-up of the truth has understand.
We're interrupting our coverage.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
The only way to know your purpose is to go back to where it all began.
I know you.
I know you do. What happened to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true? I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know
They're coming.
all of this is true?
Disclosure Day.
Wow, I just got goosebumps from watching that. And guys, right now, let me introduce three of the most closest friends that I know. And they are also part of the hosts from the show Voices of Contact. I want to welcome out my good friends. This is Deb and Arjay DeRosse. And as soon as I can find her, there she is, the lovely Miss Mama Mary.
Yay.
Guys, welcome to the show. And when I saw this trailer, I said, I have to do a show about this because you guys have all been talking about this from the moment I met you guys over a decade ago.
Right.
So to you, this is nothing new. This is what you guys have been talking about. This is what you guys have been doing events about. And this is what your show is all about, the Voices of Contact.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
How excited are you guys to see this coming out?
Well, we're excited about any kind of disclosure, right? But
yeah.
we were talking as we were watching that, and what did we say?
Well, you know, and it's nothing against the movie. We're very happy the movie's coming out because it brings awakening. What we don't like is the fear factor.
Right.
We understand that fear sells. That makes it more exciting. That's going to make people want to see it. But at the same time, you know,
people to be afraid.
Yeah, our feelings are from all the information that we've gotten over the years and from experiencers, if they wanted to destroy the human race, we wouldn't be here.
No, absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm excited to see it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I can't speak for Mary because I don't know.
I love that it is going to get people talking. Mm-hmm. I really think it's going to open the minds, and it's the biggest reason why, you know, for Ascension-Con, I'm going to advertise in theaters because it's exactly what Deb said. This brings awakening because that's going to bring an awareness, and it's automatically going to open up the consciousness to other opportunities and other ideals and other perspectives. And people will automatically have their vibrations raised without even realizing it. I'm excited for the movie for that purpose right there.
Right. And, you know, it's coming out when Congress is going through disclosure and they're releasing disclosure stuff in the government. And it's all coming out. And like you said, Mary, it's bringing awareness. Everybody's starting to say, hey, you know, there's something to this. Of course, we know that. But other people, you know, they're just getting there. So it's important that we all learn what's happening here. And I told you guys this. I said that, you even though we've been doing this for a long time and trying to figure it out, even the most research people are going to be probably mind boggled when it does come out the truth. And certainly some people are not going to be ready for it, but it's got to happen. It's going to happen. And there's nothing you got to get on board, and you got to do your homework and understand that we're not alone.
Absolutely. And I mean, as a lot of people know, like, I've been a part of the UFO Contact Convention now. I've known you guys for over a decade, and every event you guys talk at, you guys talk about, the hybrid humans, the part aliens, and we know some of these people who we truly love to this day. And I'm like, wow, like, if they're not part alien, then their gifts and their beauty and who they are. I mean, I believe people are beautiful, but I mean, just listening to them talk in their knowledge is just like, there's no books out there that you can learn that from. There's no websites you can learn this from. Like, has to be coming from another area of their lives, and this is why I believe some of them are hybrid humans. But yeah, I realize Hollywood has to put a little bit of fear, because who wants to go see a movie and just be plain Jane, and like, the truth is coming out. You guys said it, but they have to put a little bit of action in there to create the drama.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to probably send people into hysteria. I mean, look at some of the other movies that's come out in the past, like Doomsday and the End of the World and stuff like this. Like, how many people go into the panic and, oh my God, the apocalypse is coming,
Yeah.
Right.
But I think this could not have happened at a better time.
Right.
What you guys have all been saying, what the Voices of Contact show is all about, the people who have been a part of your show, like, these people are already living it and see it and know about it. And I'm glad that, like, you guys are here today to shine a little bit more light on it and let the people know, like, this is not as scary as what this movie is going to allow us to see. So I would just like you all just to talk freely and put input into where the hybrid theory came from, and talk a little bit more about what do you guys believe are some of the true intentions of what this disclosure is going to have to present to the world?
Well, I want to say something before we get started on that people have to understand humans are hybrids. That's the narrative there. We're a mixture of extraterrestrials, and once you get past that, it just means you're a part of all this, this universe. But yeah, we can't separate ourselves from hybrids, because we are a hybrid ourselves.
Right.
I mean, that's my belief.
Mama Mary?
For me, the first time I heard the concept was through regression work. Really, to be honest, that's where I started having the contact and getting all my information. I've never been against aliens, but I really wasn't a full believer until 2019, and then I had my own experience. Like RJ said, like, just thinking about it, it's going to open up a can of worms, right? But disclosure is here. It's been coming for a really long time, and there's a reason why it's happening right now. It's the culmination of all the events that are going on everywhere. It's all boiling up, and I think our job as light workers are going to be the ones who say, well, calm down. Let's think about this for a minute, because there's going to be the fear mongers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to say, the the universal oneness is really huge. This is something that we have been evolving toward for quite some time. And in at least the last decade, as you say, Dale, experiencers around the globe have been getting the same information. You know, a lot of times they don't remember the experience, but then when they're, you know, regressed, or in the old days hypnotized, whatever, what they have been told or downloaded with comes out, or sometimes it just comes out when they don't expect it, like they're on stage talking and stuff comes out and they're going, where in the hell did that come from? But it's a knowing that I believe they have given us because it is time to share it. So, you know, most of the other beings that we know of, we don't know of all of them, but those that we have had encounters with, or some of the experiencers that come on the show have had encounters with, adhere to the law of one. And the law of one is basically universal oneness.
We're all from the same source.
We all come from that same energy source. You know, we're all connected to all things on all planets. So I think that's where we're going.
Yeah, so, you know, in the terms of like hybrid, you know, what is a hybrid then? Because it's been, we've been like this since the beginning of time. They've been helping us since the beginning of time. So, you know, what is a hybrid really?
Yeah.
True. And I mean, Mary, you've probably heard it more than most of us through your regression work, is how people were brought aboard and some of their DNA has been taken out of them. Now, you know, the question always has, and you've probably been asked this hundreds of times, well, what are they doing with the DNA? Well, this is what they might be doing, is be creating the new generation of hybrids, which are far more intelligent than the ones of decades ago. Because just like everything else around us, our computers get better, our cameras get better, our cars get better. So every generation of new hybrids that are being created are far more intelligent. And where we're going into what Mary says, the ascension of the world, and everybody's going to wake up, and whatever part of you is hybrid is going to wake up, and you're going to see a whole new world. You're going to see it in a different light. You're going to look at things differently. I'll let Mary elaborate on that more, but this is where a lot of these stories that I've heard over the last while, and some of the guests that's been on the show talking about their experiences, and what I believe now, why it would make sense why they are taking our own DNA from us. Like, why else would they need it?
Right. Yep. I mean, it's probably a fact that once we start traveling through space, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start hybriding ourselves into other planets, other species. We're going to be experimenting with species like they've done here for millions of years. Mary and I we talk a lot about some things behind the scenes, don't we? You know, it's no. If you study it, this planet here has gone through many changes and many different breeds of people and life and everything else, and it's still happening now. But like I said, once we are allowed to get out here, we're going to be doing the same thing scientifically. And now you can also, I'm telling you, we have the ability to, if you have the money and you want a child that can play the violin at 4 or be whatever you want, they can manipulate DNA now. We have that ability. to manipulate DNA so that some certain traits come out in your child.
So now, if you want to go, okay, I'm going to sound a little weird. For me, I've kind of switched the more I have researched, and I'm not saying this is with all species, but the more I have researched, I have begun to feel like the hybrid program really has been from like a negative alien agenda from the moment that everything was seeded. And it was because we were supposed to have a 12 DNA strand, and they couldn't control us and keep us as slaves, right? If we were the 12 strand DNA, because we remember who we are as like whatever Christ consciousness, as unity, as the collective. So that DNA for me in the hybrid system is working on it to keep it at the 10 strand DNA, because if we wake up, they're done. And we're close. That's what Ascension is. We are so close. And I just got chills when I said that. Like, we are so close. And that's where I think, like, you're going to hear less about the hybrid programs because there's no point in it. Right. I do feel that there are programs where they upgrade people and they help them. There are people who have signed up for it, whether they realize it or not. And that's just a whole nother podcast and topic. But I think with this whole shift, we're going to see a whole different interaction, because they can't mess with the DNA anymore. We're too sovereign. That's what the awakening is.
All right. And that's exactly why Mary and I when we decided to do the DNA activations, I mean, it's almost like a panic, like, we have to do this. People have to remember who they are now. So it's not like we're giving people something they never had.
Right.
You're waking it up.
We're waking it up. We're making it so they truly remember who they are, where they come from, what they are.
That's why it's so important at Ascension-Con.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
And here I thought you guys were going to be walking around injecting us with more DNA. No.
You have it. You just don't know it.
You just got to wake it up.
You don't remember.
We're just going to wake up with DNA. That's it.
Yeah, and exactly. And this is why promoting Ascension-Con is so important to the people here in FAR. This is more than just trying to get people into the doors of an event. This is actually benefiting people who are more curious, people who are not sure how to wake up. The more the information, the less scarier this whole thing is going to be. And this is like how important the Voices of Contact is, how important Ascension-Con is, how important the UFO Contact Convention is, because these are areas where no judgment. It is you come in and you are going to leave a brand new person, because you're going to find confidence. You're probably going to discover who you truly are. And it'll probably explain a lot of your habits that you never, it's like, why do I have this habit? Like, why do I have to wake up every day and have a coffee? Why? Like, what is it that if I don't have a coffee, I'm a very miserable person? So it's like, why? And going to events like UFO Contact Convention, Ascension-Con that's coming up, listening to the Voices of Contact, you are getting the answers, and probably a little switch in your head is going, ping, that's it. I need coffee, because that's what's awakened me up every day.
Right.
But we have habits that we don't know why we have those habits. And it's got to be something that's inside of us, but we just don't know where it's coming from. Or why are we attracted to certain things? Why are some people attracted to the paranormal? Other people are attracted to Bigfoot. it's what it is. Or why does somebody like flashy cars? It's something that we just can't explain why we do it. And these are why shows like this, Voices of Contact, and the events are so important to attend, because the information you'll walk away with at the end of that weekend, or the people you meet and the people you will becomes friends with, it'll make sense. I mean, we've all done it. I feel this way with you guys. I can say we've probably known each other for over a decade, but now I can never remember a moment in my life I did not know you guys. It's like you guys were a part of my life in my whole journey. And that is the amazing thing, is when you meet people and you feel like you can't remember a time in their life when they worked there.
Right.
Yeah, we've always been connected for sure.
Yeah. We are all connected, and it's beautiful. But Dale, I just want to bring something up. We are ascending, we are evolving, and there's nothing that we can do to stop it.
Right.
So if you think about it, back when Star Wars and Star Trek came out, that was all meant to happen. Right. And then, you progress a little while, you're getting all these weird shows about UFOs and different planets and all of that. And then all of a sudden we have Ghost Hunters. And then Ghost Hunters International showing, hey, there's paranormal stuff going on, and it's happening around the world.
Right.
So it's waking people up to the unseen, right?
Right.
So that goes on for 10 years or so, and then all of a sudden people are a little interested in cryptids and in UFOs. And I mean, they've always been there, but it's opening up more and more.
Right.
This is all meant to be. It's all a part of the ascension that's happening. And, we are now at that point that it's happening. It's not like we're going to, or it's going to happen. We're in the midst of it. It's happening now.
Right.
And part of the reason I feel so determined to talk about it that way is to eliminate some of that fear that's going on. And especially with Steven Spielberg's movie coming out, bless him for doing this movie, but it's going to cause some fear.
Right.
And if people understand, we're there, we're doing it.
Right.
We're already swimming and not drowning. So
what do we fear? We fear what we don't know.
Right.
And trust me, we are talking about billions of years of advanced technology that we have no concept of. And we're talking about billions of years of spiritual advancement in people, in beings that we haven't experienced yet.
Right.
So we, is it scary? Hell yeah, it's scary, but it's scary in the sense that, it's like the first time you ride a bike and take the training wheels off. It's kind of that thing, we have to do that. We have to get there. And we're here to make sure that happens, because we've done it before. We're just doing it again. We're here to help.
Absolutely. I just have a question that just came in. I don't know which one. You guys can all tackle this question. They said, how long do you think the ascension will take? And will it happen all at once, or will it be a wave?
It's a wave. It's already been happening for about a decade, in my opinion. And it'll probably take another decade or two for people to really grasp it. But I don't know. I mean, things are suddenly now happening so fast with movies, with the government, even though we know the information the government's putting out there. I've read more impressive MUFON cases than some of the files that they put out. So they're holding back big time.
Right.
But it is happening. It's happening in a wave, Amber. It's it's not something that, boy, all of a sudden they're going to land here and start,
because Amber,
they're here.
Again, a lot of people are not ready for it. Right. And we don't, you don't want to cause panic, because once this happens in full disclosure, like you said, it's going to take time. our lives are not going to be the same. You know, we're not going to be doing the things we do now. So that's, for some people, that's scary. You know, what do you mean I'm not going to be this, or I'm not going to maybe have a farm because we have machines that make food? You know, that's just an example. But you know, what do you mean I don't work for the electric company anymore because you have a device that runs your house freely? What's it mean that, you know, that kind of thing? So it's going to be a big adjustment. What do you mean we're not working for money anymore? We don't need money, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a touchy situation. You just can't throw, like you said, you just can't land in here and throw it on everybody because people will freak out. And we're going to freak out, but that's part of the gig, man.
Mary, what do you?
I feel like the next 3 years is where we're going to really hit that peak of the ascension. And I think the point of that ascension and opening everybody up is so that at the end of that 3 years, we can have actual real disclosure, you know, and contact, not just, you know, spotting in the sky and the government saying, oh, we've seen this, you know. We're in the next 3 years, you're going to have that too, where all of a sudden they're going to make it look like we're trying to go to war, and, you know, and we're going to fight these. And that's where we come in. That's where that's going to be the push against the wave that Deb was talking about. And I think after that, it'll probably quiet down again, just like Deb said, and then amp back up again at that end of that 10 years, because that's how we go to the next level. That's how we continue to evolve as souls. The more people who remember who they are, the faster we get there.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, yeah, everything is scary the first time you try it. The first time you go to school, you're afraid because you're going to a different environment. But, you know, after you've been there for 5 or so days, you like, oh, this is like the greatest place in the world.
Right.
You know, and it's so, yeah, I mean, the first of everything, or little steps that we are taking to get to be comfortable with the information that's coming out, to make it less scarier. I mean, I know, you know, because of stories we've heard, and, you know, they say, well, the aliens are here just to kidnap us and probe us and then send us back home. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not to say that that doesn't happen, but, you know, that's not the case of everything. There's bad people that run our streets every day, you know, hurting people. Does that fill all of society? No, it's a small portion of society. So, you know, you guys have said it at many events, like, just like humans, there are good and bad aliens. And there's some that have very bad intentions for the human race. And there's some that just want to protect us and love us and show us how beautiful the world truly is. And it's how people want to really get the knowledge to know, like, okay, just let it soak in. Just, you know, read it, filter it, and see what's going to happen. It's like your coffee. A coffee's not good until you brew it right.
Right.
Do you not have your coffee today, Dale?
Oh, I've had several coffees today.
Amber, you're right on. You're right on, girl. I totally agree with that.
I have a confession. When you talked about kindergarten, right, going to school first time, I climbed out the window. I was crying and screaming, and I ran to my mom's car after they dropped me off. So I was terrified. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me quite a while to adjust to it. Some people are going to be that way. So.
Right. Yeah. Now, if you turn that around and say, you know, mom took you to the school, you guys walked through the school together, and then, you know, on one day, and then another day she took you to school and let you meet some of the people. You know, if it was eased on you, you wouldn't have been so frightened, right? And I think that's honestly, that's what is happening. You know, this topic is being normalized, and they've been working on that. So, you know, they are helping to eliminate our fear. Right. And, you know, when we talk about good aliens, bad aliens, I honestly think there's more good than bad. But my thoughts are that they are also ascending. This is not only an Earth thing, this is a universal ascension. And part of their ascension, all these different beings, is to also become one with all of the others. So, we've been seeing a lot of cases where different types of beings in regressions, they have different types of beings working together with people. So that shows me they are working on this whole unity and oneness as well. And I don't think they can fully ascend until we all have that.
They make it right.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have seen the show, but there was a show that was out a few years ago called Resident Alien. It's about an alien that comes to this planet and takes on the form of a human. And then at the beginning, his whole purpose is to end up destroying the Earth. And now then he ends up getting compassion for the humans, and then he wants to protect them and love them and not destroy the Earth. So, like I said, like even they who want to destroy us, once they get to know us and see just how adorable we were, who would want to kill this?
Right. Right. Yeah, we're not so different than them. We look different, but we look different than a bear and a giraffe and, a blobfish.
Absolutely. So that's, Deb touched on this about Steven Spielberg bringing out this movie, and from the moment I saw who was bringing this movie out, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, because Steven Spielberg brought out Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, a movie about alien invasion of the world. And now he's bringing out Disclosure Day. And I'm like, information, like, who is this guy and why is he coming out with films that, are so spot on what you guys have been talking about for so long? I mean, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a little bit different, that was an older movie, but now this, and I'm like, what does Steven Spielberg know that he's trying to tell the world, or is he one of them himself that is brought here to slowly introduce us to this?
Well, recently he has admitted that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was real. It was real stuff that he was told about, and that's why he made a film about it. So, yeah, it was real. It was real events.
Yeah. And one thing I can say, Dale, about experiencers, people who have, normalizing it, people who have been through encounters with extraterrestrials, is that the information, and we talked about that earlier, they just seem to get information that just comes out of their mouth, or they just know things. And I can't help but honestly believe that Steven Spielberg is an experiencer and has been given this information, and his timing for both movies, even though they're years apart, the timing was planned, not fully by humans, to set up this whole thing, set up Ascension and Disclosure.
I'm going to go a little step farther. I think he's been introduced to extraterrestrials and has talked to them, and actually, knows what's going on, actually.
That's very possible. Or as Dale says, he could be one. But then you have to go back to what RJ said. Most of us, most humans, we think these days, have some different DNA in them. I mean, how many people have had their DNA done and they come up with this unknown DNA? Right. Makes you wonder, what is that unknown DNA?
And I'll tell you what Mary was talking about, the 12-strand DNA and 10-strand DNA. If you haven't heard about that, check into it, because a long time ago they did that to us. Somebody did.
Mhm.
And like you said, it caused us to not ascend quicker than what we're doing.
Right. Yeah, it's been the human race trying to hold us down more than.
Well, it's because they mess with our DNA.
So, as Merrick said, we can be slaves.
Well, because we stay stuck just like we have. You know, we stay stuck in that pattern of anger and wars and poverty. And all we need to do is remember who we are and realize by just changing our vibration, we can change that. I know it sounds stupid, and it's not because I'm a volunteer, right? I volunteer, I get out there, I love giving my time, but sometimes I feel so bad when I hear people say, but what else there's nothing else I can do, you know, other than this. Well, no, work on yourself and help other people heal. The more we all ascend, the faster we get there. And I personally do agree with Dale about that Starseed concept with Spielberg, because he literally was placed here to slowly, little by little, bring all this little information that other people might think is crazy. But since, you know, he's a big movie director and he's entertaining, we're all going to pay attention and we're all going to find something in it. Because I can guarantee there's going to be a lot of experiencers who have a hard time and probably walk out of that movie because it's going to trigger. And there's going to be people who don't even know their experiences that are going to have to walk out of that movie because they're going to have a hard time because it's going to give them triggers.
Yes.
And all I'm saying really is repeating exactly what Deb said at the very beginning, just in different words, that it is going to bring up the fear mongering, and there's going to be a lot of people who don't understand, and it's going to freak them out. It's going to be divided, but I think it's a division that can be brought back together real easily.
Yeah, and I think that fear issue makes it so important that Dale do shows like this and other people do shows like this, so people can hear that it's not all so bad. They can hear truth.
So, Mary, I want you to maybe talk about this a little in Deb and Arjay, because you guys you're well into this and helping people ascend themselves. What are some of the tools that you can share with the audience today to maybe start tuning in, to start maybe activating what's going on around the world without scaring them, for people who want to say, hey, maybe this will help me out? So is there something you guys can talk about right now that will help people start the process?
I'm going to let Deb go first because I'm going to steal her answer because I already know what she's going to say. Go ahead.
Well, Arjay's sitting here nodding, so why don't we let Arjay go first?
Well, I mean, I just because the other day I was finding out some information about this, but it's very simple, and it's not everything, but I say meditate. It's important to meditate in a certain frequency, that 432 hertz, 528 hertz, and those activate things inside you that help you ascend. So it's a very simple thing. You just sit down, you put some headphones on, and you listen to 432 hertz music or meditations and 528, and it really helps you. It helps you open up your process.
Raises your vibrations.
Yeah, raises your vibrations, right?
Yeah, exactly. Meditation is a beautiful tool. Using sound, I love that. Negative thoughts, we all have them because we're all human. Trying to bring ourselves out of that. And I'm going to just give an example. My granddaughter made a post on Facebook the other day that said, or I saw it today actually, the world is so ugly, the world's so ugly, and all of these people are pretending that it's not. So then I go to the, you either see the cup half full or half empty. So I say to her, the world is very beautiful. It truly is. People are beautiful, music, art, nature. There's so many beautiful things. But if we choose to stay in the negative, there's always negative. It's balance. You have positive and negative. But bringing yourself out of that and trying to see things as beautiful instead of ugly can make a world of difference, because with all of this, the main thing we have to do as humans to be able to ascend, to get anywhere, is to raise our vibrations.
It's about frequencies.
Yeah, it's all about frequency. And negativity is like fear is the number one lowest vibrating emotion that humans have. From fear, you get hate, jealousy, all those other emotions. Yeah. That keeps us in that lower vibrational existence. And I know, we sound like old hippies, all this high vibration stuff, but it's actually, it's been proven in so many times. It's scientific. If we raise our vibrations by staying in a more positive frame of mind, surrounding ourselves with positive thoughts, music that can raise vibrations, it makes all the difference in the world.
So they took my answer. I'm just kidding.
You set us up.
So what I'm going to say is go to Ascension-Glossary.com. Okay. It is a fabulous site. It has information. You're going to read it and you're going to be like, what the heck does that even mean? I have no idea. But I can guarantee you'll go back in 3 months and read it again, and it'll make sense, because once you read it, you'll start having experiences that will explain it. But it also does a really good job at explaining what ascension is. And it'll give you information on things you can do for yourself to balance yourself. This ascension started back, I think 2012 was probably one big that, from my research. But I love going to that site because, when I channel or I meditate, I will go there and just research and look up the words that I meditated on. I heard this, so what is it? And you always find something. And you will go down a rabbit hole, because some of it will blow your mind, but you will find so much information there. So much.
You're so right. Yeah, you're so right, because of 2012, the Mayan calendar quit that for a reason, because they cannot predict what was going to happen after that, because we are all going through this ascension changing. Mm-hmm. So 2012 was right. Yeah,
basically that's when we were starting to step into the age of Aquarius, as some would say.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So can I point something out real quick? Last weekend, Mary, RJ, and myself, and many others were at a event that we put on called Truth Seekers Retreat, and we were in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We did a CE5 meditation and gathering Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. I can honestly tell you, we have never seen so many UFOs in the skies as we did this year. We always see them there, but this year was totally amazing. They were actually doing tricks for us, and light up and then get dim. They were interacting with the laser. RJ uses the laser beam light, and they were interacting with that, zigzagging. We all had apps out for the flight tracker or trader, and
we had
satellites and stuff,
satellites and planes, and when there didn't show up, we knew it was something else.
Yep, and that was also there. The Big Dipper it was so incredible because they were showing off, going in and out of the Big Dipper, almost like they were
getting some soup.
Yeah, go in there, go to a restaurant, come out. I mean, it was wild. It was wild. We've been doing CE5 work since we've been together, about 10 years. And this is always, when you do it with a group of people, we'll have some sightings. But this was totally different.
Off the hook, yeah.
It was all weekend long. Just one right after another, 3 and 4 at a time.
During the blue moon, too.
Yeah.
And that is why Deb's going to do the CE5 at Ascension-Con.
And I'm so excited for it because I know it's going to be as magical, if not even more so, than it was in the UP because of what it is.
Very cool. Yeah.
We're all there, by being there, we're saying, okay, we want this. We want to ascend. We want to raise our vibrations. So, yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Ascension-Con is going to be an event that I don't think a lot of people are going to walk away going, what the hell did I just experience? Why do I feel different? And, in true Mary fashion, it's, listening to Mary and how things come to her, like the voices of contact. It was a download. It was something told her she needed to do this. And I mean, your show is so successful and the audience grows each and every week. Like you guys, each and every week, hit it out of the ballpark. The information you guys share, the guests.
We're just trying to keep up with her. I'll tell you.
But this is the true blessing about knowing Mary is just how selfless she truly is. She is somebody that gives because if she sees something in you or knows that this is what she should be doing, she has no fear. She just, okay, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I say, like, unreal. Wow, you, like, this weekend, like, the weekend of August 15th, what you're doing is going to blow people's mind. People are never going to be the same after this event.
I'd like to see what we're all doing. Right. Because that's why you guys are all there. Like, it's everybody's energy. That's the whole point. And yes, I am stupid enough to just do it by somebody I can't see, I guess. Or something, not somebody. That's not the right word. Just that intuition, I guess, of that urge. Deb knows what I'm talking about. That drive that you've got to do it no matter what.
Yeah, I call it following spirit, but I think it's a following higher whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little faster when an Aries does it.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, that's because an Aries just does things before they think about it, and normally it will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
They just
guys, the hour is almost up and I cannot believe it. And I know we're just barely scratching the surface of what this topic is all about. I want you guys to talk about the voices of contact, and I want you guys to talk about Ascension-Con and to really, how important, and the UFO Contact Convention, of course, because none of this would be happening without the UFO Contact Convention, and I truly believe that what you guys done with the UFO Contact Convention is what is opening doors for Ascension-Con and other like-minded events. and probably this movie for all we know. Somebody was at the UFO Contact Convention at Spielberg. Do I got an idea for you? But I want you guys to talk about it because how important voices of contact is, the UFO contact, and how important Ascension-Con is going to be for us all in August. Because I want people to realize this has been going on. I've had my eyes open. These people right here are proof that I am sitting here as confident as I am because these people have all taught me who I am and what I need to do in this world to make it a better place. So fight among yourselves. Who wants to start?
Why don't you guys go ahead and talk about the UFO Con?
Well, before I say that, I just want to say that, when Mary came up with the idea of the show, it's amazing. And what we've learned from over 30 episodes is priceless.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the UFO Con, we told the story. We sat down 9 years ago, and you said, well, I said, I'm glad we're done with the season. She goes, nope, we're putting on a UFO conference, and that thing is just taken off. And
his eyes got big. He's like, what? I was actually as shocked as he was. Yeah. And that's when I knew without a doubt that, they do plan things for us. I had recently in October had my own experience with missing time, with contact, all of that. So, the fact that 3 months later I'm saying we're putting on a UFO conference, that was never anything I wanted to do. We didn't do this because we wanted to do it. We did it because they said it had to be done.
Yeah.
Right down to every person that came to us, we knew that person had to be there. And we would contact them, and none of them said no. They all said, absolutely, this is what we need to do. I mean, it all fell into place. So we knew it was something very meant to be. So UFO Contact, every September 25th, 26th, is technically an event put on by experiencers for experiencers. It's helping to wake up. It's helping to normalize. We have some amazing guests every single year. Mary has become a real regular with doing a regression there, oftentimes speaking. She does a live regression. So people can see what's going on here. It's a phenomenal event. We don't take credit. We give it to our galactic family.
And I think the Ascension-Con is going to bring everything together, the cryptid, the psychic, the UFO stuff. It's going to bring it all together. Mm-hmm. And that way you're going to see this all connected.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we've moved beyond, you had your paracons, and you still do. And then you had your cryptid events and UFO events. Well, recently, the past 9-10 years, they're kind of coming together. Like we always have some Bigfoot people or cryptids or, sometimes paranormal as well. It's all paranormal, but at that event. And, another download from Mary, she's like, I think it's time that we move beyond that. I'm being told, Ascension-Con.
Yeah. Because that's what it's all about, right?
It's all of it.
That's what it's all about.
It's the supernatural.
Yep.
It's all of it. Mm-hmm. And I think with Ascension-Con, it's the perfect spot for all the people who are feeling the shift but don't understand it. And so they'll naturally be drawn to that area, and those who understand it will help them shift.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't either.
Absolutely. So you guys can catch the Voices of Contact every Friday night at 8 p.m. It's the replay.
The replay. Mm-hmm.
And then it is live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, right?
Eastern time, yep.
Eastern time. So you guys can catch Mary and Deb and RJ and the rest of the experiencers who host that show. And they're all amazing people that are hosting the show who all bring something different to the show. And this is what makes Voices of Contact so amazing, because everybody who takes part, and even the guests, I mean, you will learn something each and every show. You will walk away with something, scratching your head, going, and it also, like Mary says, it will trigger something that, you know, okay, that makes sense. I have had those same feelings, you know, because I've heard Mary talk about it. I've heard Deb and RJ talk. How many people are walking this earth that has had an experience that don't even know they've had an experience?
Thousands.
You know, so let's get all on board. Let's not be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid about, people. Trust me, if I'm not afraid and I'm the scaredy cat of everything, it's okay. It's really just open up your minds and not be judgmental. Just let it flow. Just let thoughts. If you're curious about something, go with it. There's no harm in it. You're never going to be harmed with having information. It's either something for you or something that you can pass along to somebody that might not know as well. Disclosure, absolutely. So check it out. It's in the theaters June 12th. Go check it out. And then at the same time, check out Voices of Contact each and every week. Ascension-Con August 15th. And of course, the UFO Contact Convention. And Deb, that is September 25th and 26th, or 25th and 24th. I know it's near the end of September.
Yeah.
It's usually the last weekend of September, if I'm correct. So, guys, each and every week, check these guys out. Get to these events. It's not it's all about opening up and finding out who you truly are. And like I said, guests at both events this year are truly amazing. I can't wait to be a part of Ascension-Con. I'm so happy that I got asked to be a part of it, because I just feel like I shouldn't be there when there's like, I see all the amazing speakers, but you know,
amazing. You're amazing. You
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just a Canadian. I'm not amazing.
Oh, no, you're a part of it, Dale. I'm glad
But yeah, guys, check this out. If you want more information, Mama Mary, please set out the website so people can go check out Ascension-Con happenings and everything else you have to offer as well.
Well, if they go to www.mamamary@thesacredcode.com, it's all there with links to everywhere.
And there you have it, folks. Deb and RJ, Mama Mary, I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of something that I'm so excited about. That Disclosure Day is coming, and I can't wait to see this movie and then watch the news, because everybody's going to panic right afterwards.
I wish we could all see it together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be so cool. I would definitely agree. But guys, check these guys out. Mystical Awakenings Vodcast over on YouTube. You can catch up all the episodes of Voices of Contact, and of course, each and every week. I'll be back here again next week. Just trying to think of my guest. I can't think right now. My mind is boggled. I'm so excited about everything else. It'll be amazing, but we'll be back here next Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, and in between time, like my brother Michael John always says, happy hauntings.
Bye, everybody.